Animable here with the next part in What If Deku was the 10th Vongola Mafia boss. In the last part, we had the hero versus villains training. And there's gonna be some payoff later on in the series with what happened with Bakugo. Deku and Jiro also had their first date. Do not get angry with me if I didn't play the date out. I am terrible at romance and writing. And honestly, I have some scars from listening to What If Deku had Archangel or Archangel. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah. Still though, that's a good series, and you should go watch it on either Lion Trunky or I think it's the Blessed Heroes. Well, with all that out of the way, let's begin. It's the next day. Due to Mineta's lack of cooperation, you could say, in the Heroes vs. Villains. Honestly, I have no idea why Momo and Mineta were put in the same group, but that just spells trouble. But Mineta will be transferred over to 1B. He's not expelled, so any Mineta fans out there, all two of you, don't worry. He's still in UA. He's just been transferred into 1B, and I'm going to have them transfer one of the 1B members over to 1A. I'm going to, sorry for that cut. I'm not entirely sure what's going on. People upstairs might be doing something, or someone might be launching fireworks off. Sorry about this. Bring in 1B member called Takashi Yamamoto. His quirk is being able to turn anything he swings, if it's long enough, into a sword. And he can control the sharpness or the bluntness of the edge, so it's not automatically a killing weapon. So after Aizawa gets done explaining all of this to the students of 1A, he says, "Today we're going to be going on a little field trip to the USJ. You'll be training in rescue walk today. So bring any support items you may need and your hero costume." Kaminari is a little bummed that his little pal Mineta is no longer with them, but everyone else on the bus is just like, "Who's this Yamamoto guy gonna be? What's he like? Does anyone know?" So instead of them constantly comparing quirks on their way there, they're just all abuzz about this new student. Unfortunately, he's not there with them at the moment because there's paperwork that needs to be filled out for the transfer. So they get to the USJ and 13's there, and she explains about how quirks can be both good and bad depending on how you use them. And as they're walking in, the electricity in the building suddenly turns off, and Kiroshima's like, "Oh wow, there's even fake villains for us to fight." Aizawa's immediately on edge. He's like, "Those aren't fake villains. This is an attack. 13, take care of the children," he orders as he sprints down after Kirogiri is done warping in all the villains. Deku realizes they need to get help, and the only one fast enough at the moment would be Ida, so he comes up with a plan to get Ida out of the USJ and to run to get help from UA and the other heroes. And as they pull that plan off, Kirogiri starts separating all the students. However, the portal that takes Deku is different. It's the same purple and black mist, but Deku can't help but feel this isn't right. As when he's finally able to see out of the darkness, he's not in the USJ anymore. From the looks of it, it's some kind of warehouse or something. Deku's immediately put on edge and activates his dying will state, but he hears some voices. I can't believe that walked. Do you think he's gonna notice? I doubt it. They're too worried with their stupid little plan to kill All Might. And even if they did, why would they do anything? It was their plan to separate the children to begin with. Well, Ken, please pin him down so we don't have to worry about anything. Right away, Makuro. Deku swings around just in time to dodge this young man who seems to have lion-esque features jumping at him. He's able to dodge and throw a quick punch into his gut, sending him skidding off to the side. As he does that, he then places the mittens upon his hands, and the X-gloves appear. I don't know what's happening here, but you can just let me go. I'm a student of UA. He explains to the shadows. You're far more than just a student of UA, young Vongola. With your body, I'll finally be able to get revenge on the Mafia world. So just stand still and let me have it, this confident voice says. As he lunges forward with his trident, Deku's barely able to dodge it. He doesn't know why, but he feels like that trident is bad news. I'm out of mafioso, or mafia, or whatever you want to say. I'm gonna be the next #1 hero, so just let me go, Deku says to the man. Makuro just turns around and he's like, once the Mafia's got its grips on you, there's no getting out. Whether you like it or not, you're going to be the next head of the Vongolas. But it sounds like you don't want to be. Just let me have your body so I can destroy the Mafia once and for all its crimes it's done to me and my friend. You're no better than them. You just want to commit crimes. I won't allow that. So if I must, I'll fight you and I'll bring you to justice. Oh, really? What do your friends say about that, though? Why don't you ask them? They're right there, Makuro says, pointing behind Deku. Deku has a weird feeling and turns around just to find Uraraka, Jiro, and Bakugo looking right at him with disgusted faces. How could you? You're a monster. You're part of the Mafia? Oh, God. They all scream at him. Jiro's like, I can't even believe I liked you. You're nothing more than a criminal. Bakugo's like, once a Deku, always a Deku. I'll have fun tearing you apart before I throw you in the slammer. Uraraka just has a sad look. You were so brave the other day. Was that all a lie? Deku's shaken. He can't believe what he's seeing. His friends, his loved ones, they're all turned against him. He doesn't know what to say. He just falls to his knees. He's like, I'm sorry for not telling you. Please. As all this is going on, Ken gets back up. He's like, damn, that smarts. Makuro, remind me never to get on your bad side. That power of yours is terrifying. As Makuro is walking towards Deku with his trident held up high, they hear some voices outside the warehouse. Takashi, why do I keep allowing you to drag me along places? Because you're my friend and you agreed to help me bring the fish in this warehouse to my dad's shop? Yeah, let's just get this over with. I'm happy that they gave us the day off while 1A is doing that rescue training, but still, General Studies gave us a crapload of homework. What about you guys in 1B? Oh, wait a minute. Never mind, you're going into 1A, aren't you? Yeah, I won't be there until tomorrow, though, so might as well make the most of a free day as I can. The doors to the warehouse open to reveal a tall man with a baseball bat slung over his shoulder, hanging off of a clip on his back, and a rather dull-eyed looking young man with purplish hair. The dull-eyed boy is like, are you sure we've got the right warehouse? I don't see any fish. What the hell's going on in here? Morocco just looks over, he's like, Ken, get rid of them. Kill them if you must. We don't need witnesses. The dark-haired man's like, I guess we came into the wrong thing. Oh no, this isn't good. He grabs his bat and swings it down, revealing a sword out of thin air. The dark-haired boy's like, I guess we walked into some kind of villain or something. Hey, Ken, was it? Ken's just like, that's my name, don't wear it out. But then again, you're not going to live long. The dark-haired boy just smiles and he's like, go take a seat in that corner and don't interrupt us. Ken immediately stands up straight. He's like, you know what? I think I will. And walks over and sits down on a crate in the far left corner. That's right. Shinzo to the rescue. Takeshi, there's no cellular signal here. We're going to have to do something about this. Do you think you can take that pineapple head over there? I'll see if I can do something about that kid. Maybe I can convince him to stop crying or something, I don't know. There's not much I can do with my quark. Yamato's like, yeah, sure. It shouldn't be too hard. Hey, and man, don't say that. Your quark is amazing. Muroko's just like, yeah, your friend's right. It is quite an interesting quark. But then again, there are powers in this world that far surpass quarks. As the symbol in his red eye changes to the kanji for 4 and a small purple flame appears, Takeshi rushes at Murokuro, clashing with his sword against his trident. As Shinzo goes over to Deku, who's just like, please don't leave me, please. Shinzo just slaps him. He's like, hey kid, whatever you're seeing, it's probably not there, you know that, right? Deku just snaps out of it. He's like, what? What's happening? Who are you? I'm Hitoshi Shinzo. What exactly is going on here? As Deku starts getting his bearings, he's like, I'm not sure. I was at the USJ with my class, and all of a sudden I'm here after this villain's attack, and they separated us using some kind of warping quark. I don't know how I ended up here, though. But that man keeps saying stuff about wanting control over me. Deku looks to see someone with a sword fighting Murokuro. He's like, no, be careful. Don't let him touch you with that trident. I don't know why, but I don't think it's a good idea. Takeshi just nods and goes on a more defensive stance, parrying and deflecting the trident as best he can. Murokuro is just like, I guess you're finally out of it, aren't you, young Vongola? Too bad these two won't be able to save you, he says, suddenly appearing behind Deku, getting ready to stab at him. Shinzo pushes Deku out of the way and is barely able to roll out of the way in time before the trident smacks where he would have been. That might have just been an illusion, kid, but that's how your friends are going to see it once they learn. You do know that, right? Deku's just shaking. He's like, no, I'm never going to go down that path. No matter what. Even if they learn, they won't turn against me like that. They are my friends after all. And friends don't abandon each other so easily. As he's saying this, the flame upon his brow ignites. But this time, it's different. It's bigger, it's harder. And even his eyes are different. The pupils are darker, shade of green, while the irises are lighter, almost fading into the pupil. I won't let you hurt them. I'm finally done running away. I will defeat you, even if it costs me my life. He shoots towards Morocco, slamming his fist right into his face, sending him flying. Morocco just coughs up some blood. He's like, amazing. Simply amazing. He charges at Deku with his trident aimed directly at him. But Deku's able to catch the trident and just shatters it with his bare fist. Not his bare fists, with the X gloves. I don't know what that trident was, but you don't have it anymore. He says as he suddenly vanishes and appears right behind him, sending an elbow straight into the back of his head, sending Morocco sailing into a bunch of crates, knocking him unconscious. Deku looks over at Shinzo and Takashi Yamato. He's like, thanks a lot, I needed that. We should probably call the cops, though. As he says this, however, this pale mist suddenly seeps into the warehouse, and out of that mist, you see chains just fly towards Mokuro and Ken and wrap them up. And as they start dragging them, Deku's barely able to make out two people in hats and capes wrapped in bandages. The hell is that? That's the Vindice. A familiar voice tells Deku. He looks over to see Reborn just standing there. How did you get here? Reborn just chuckles. He's like, I'm always watching over you. Don't worry. The Vindice are a group of wardens, you could say. Those two broke out of quite a dangerous prison. They're just here to collect them again. You don't have to worry about them at all. Takeshi's like, I'm not entirely sure what's going on, but seems like they're the good guys if they're wardens, and I'm glad we could help, but you mentioned something about the USJ, right? Isn't that where Class 1A is supposed to be? That's quite a ways away from here. What are you going to do about that? Deku's like, oh yeah, that's right. What am I going to do? It's so far away. They're going to think I was a part of it. Reborn just says, don't worry about it. I contacted UA and told them where you were. They're sending some heroes over right now to see if you're okay. Takeshi's just laughing. He's like, after this, I don't think I'm going to be in 1A anytime soon. Deku's like, what do you mean by that? Takeshi's like, oh, right. I'm Takeshi Yamamoto. Nice to meet you. I'm supposed to be in 1A starting tomorrow, but if there was a villain attack at the USJ, it's likely school won't be happening anytime soon. They'll probably want to check out why the villains knew they were there. Reborn's just sitting on Deku's shoulder. He's like, this kid is rather smart, you know? At that moment, Reborn just feels like a chill and looks back to see Shinzo. Shinzo just looks at Reborn and says, I had a lot of fun. I hope to have some more fun again someday. As he's walking towards the entrance of the building, Reborn notices out of the side of his eye that one of his eyes is red. Maybe. Deku's just like, huh? What? Did you say something, Reborn? Reborn's just like, no, I didn't say anything. I was just thinking to myself. I want to say it's like a Cementos and a Power Loader that find Deku and they're like, are you alright, kid? What happened here? So for the next few hours, Deku's question about how he got there, how he was separated, and the heroes are like, okay, seems like someone had plans for you, but you were quite lucky these two came to help. They take down Shinzo's and Yamamoto's name, and they all of them head back to UA. Sorry if this is kind of longer than my others. A lot happened. And if you're wondering about Yamamoto, I added him because I needed certain characters, and I was going to use Ida for this position, but honestly, if you've ever watched Hitman Reborn, it needed to be a swordsman, and honestly, Ida versus anyone with a blade, it's not gonna end well. Well, until next time, please leave some feedback, and Anime Able out!